Yeah, we got lots to say. Now here's Bobby and Matt.
Welcome to the show. That's Matt Castle. I'm Bobby. We're so happy we had actual football games. By the way, before we get to the NFL slate, how was week number 2 in college?
Week number 2 was great. I mean, we went up to Michigan State. They're playing Boston College. Got to see my old coach, Billy O'Brien. Got to do, when he comes into the stadium, I got to interview him, give him a big hug. You know, that was a nice moment. But then the game turned out to be an incredible game. When double overtime, Michigan State ended. But that's what you love about college football, because you just never know what's going to take place.
I didn't think I'd like Bill O'Brien. I do. I had him. He was on the show last year. So I spent half an hour with him. He's a really cool guy.
Awesome guy. Great personality.
Yeah.
Fantastic laugh, too. Like,
I guess I wasn't that funny to him.
No,
I never got the laugh.
You never got a laugh?
Well, we were talking ball. Who knows what you're talking about? We were talking ball.
Like a defining butt chin, too, that really brings it home. But, I mean, hell of a coach. We have a special relationship because when I was in New England, he actually was the wide receivers coach. So there's a different dynamic there than when he's maybe your offensive coordinator or head coach. So we spent a lot of time, and obviously early on I was running scout team, and he would be doing the cards, and I'd always throw it to the wrong guy because they'd circle people on there and make you force it into coverage. And I was like, I'd never throw that ball if I was playing. So I just throw it to who I wanted to. And then he would get yelled at because I wasn't doing the right thing. Then he'd yell at me. It was hilarious. I did it just to piss him off, but we had a good time doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to make him mad, I don't think.
Oh, it
You
was
can
hilarious.
because you're a large man.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. His microphone sounds too open. So it's somebody else's microphone that's on. There it is. Yeah, were you talking yours?
Yeah,
That's
better.
a complete game changer. Thank you. Okay. All right, now we're going to go back and forth as we often do. Let's go for threes. I'm still trying to come up with a name. Three
Three
threes.
things. Is this from last week, looking ahead, what we're going to do?
Yeah, I think it's always moving forward.
Yeah, moving forward.
We're doing like, I do my 3, you do your 3.
My 3, your 3. Got it.
But I don't have a good name for it. Like 33s, 33s, 30. It doesn't matter. You
three
go
for
first.
3? 3
Go,
for 3?
You go up. You're number 1.
Okay, I think number 1 for me, looking ahead, is are the Giants truly committed to Russell Wilson?
Oh
are they going to already make the change? Because Brian Daboll was non-committal in his press conference right after, then came out this week already and was like, yeah, we're going with Russell Wilson. But that leash is going to be so short, and it's unbelievable that we're in week 2 and they're already talking about making a quarterback change to Jackson Dart. And I know that Russell Wilson struggled, but why not start the kid right off the jump?
You know how I know Russell Wilson really struggled is because Malik Neighbors didn't want to play anymore.
100%. And not only that, he wouldn't even high-five Daboll. Did you see that interaction? And Daboll's trying to come up and, like, dap him up. And there has to be something behind that, and I think that's exactly it.
So 2 things. When you talk about the Giants, I think Daboll's probably going, this could be it for me.
Right.
I've had the run. Didn't work out with Daniel Jones. Didn't work. We could go through the last few years with the Giants. I mean, he didn't have his own quarterback when he started there with the Giants anyway. And so if it doesn't work this year, it may not work at all. And as fair as that may not be, because I think Jackson Dart is the guy.
Right.
He's the future. You probably want to play him, have some success, even if it's later in the season, so you can show you're actually building something positive. So I understand why you want to make that switch, that flip now.
I agree. And you've got also a defense with 4 first-rounders. They've drafted well. They've got dudes. You said Malik Neighbors. You bring in Jackson Dart. They've got a pretty good offensive line. But for him, he's got to win now. Like, you can't let this thing continue to play out with a quarterback that's not the future of your franchise. And as you said, and I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, if he wins now and shows progress and promise that this, as we build this into year 2, year 3, that we might have something here, then everybody in the organization, the fan base, they feel better about it. But if you go and wait 6 games, 7 games, and you're dead last in that difficult division, and there's not a lot of promise, I mean, you might get fired.
I think with Jackson Dart as well, or any rookie, it could be insert whomever rookie, it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many games to just get them to baseline.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to get them there so you can get them above so you can show that there is promise. If you wait until week 4 or 5, that's going to be 3 Jackson Dart games before he probably even feels comfortable starting. If you do it now, that way when you get to week 8 or 9, he may actually be in the groove and you can show that, hey, we're the Giants. We are now going to win some games. It could be Panther-esque like last year. By the way, they sucked week 1 this year.
They were awful. That might change your mind.
Yeah, I know.
Denver didn't do much
big,
better.
Big
but
Panther fan. But with the Giants, I feel like for him, for his job safety, the quicker they can switch to Jackson Dart and the quicker they can have success, because they're not going to be a team that wins a lot of games this season. But if in that second half they can go over 500, let's say in the last 8 games, they go 5-3.
Right.
I think that's enough to give him another year because they have a quarterback that he drafted.
Of course, and it's week 1 right now, but people don't understand a lot of times this is a 17-game season. So exactly what you're saying, you're going to go through your bumps and bruises with a rookie quarterback. It's just the nature of the beast. As he learns how to be a professional, he's got good guys behind him with Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, who will take on that mentoring role, but help him grow. The back half of the season is where you want to see them start to win games, put people away, and you say, wow, look at the development that we've had.
So I'm going to take yours. I'm going to roll it over into mine. The Cowboys and Giants are playing this week.
Yes.
Cowboys look pretty good.
Hell yeah, they look good.
The Cowboys look offensively like a team that could win some games.
Mhm.
Now, I don't think they're going to win 13 games this season because I don't think they have the defense to do it. But the Cowboys, especially Dak, look great. I mean, this is prime Cowboy letdown game, though, is my point. Because Cowboys are like a 5.5-point favorite going into this week.
Mm-hmm.
They should win. Every part of them should win this game, especially because we have a little controversy in New York with the quarterback. Is it Russell Wilson? It's not going to be for long. This is classic. Okay, we feel good about the Cowboys. This is their week to.
And that's the thing that they have to guard themselves against, because last week, all the different noise on the outside of the building was about Parsons. They just got rid of their most prolific pass rushers, which they did. But where's that take them? They're basically throwing away the season, not realizing they've got a high-octane offense. And Dak Prescott was hurt last year, and he's a guy that can play this position at a really high level. What you think about him or not, he wins a lot of ball games. And then to go out there, and yes, they lost the game, but that was a competitive ball game. And now you get an opportunity to go back and have another divisional game right off the jump, and you say, you need to go out there and impose your will on another team and win this game convincingly, because I think that puts a lot of the other all the noise, even it quiets even more down, and that's really what they need to do. If they go out and crap the bed this week and it's a loss to the Giants, now everybody picks up again in the banter.
And it's in Dallas. Yeah. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I'm hoping – I like to see a team that's told, hey, now that you made this decision, A is going to happen, and then B happens.
Oh, 100%. That underdog kind of, oh, you're idiots, and then go out and prove everybody wrong.
CeeDee Lamb did not have – he had a good game stat-wise, but did not have a good game in when he needed to make a catch.
He missed some
He had
opportunities.
3 drop balls.
100%.
One of them was real bad.
Pivotal.
It could have changed the game.
Pivotal.
Did you ever have a wide receiver that was awesome but made like a couple inopportune drops, and you just had to go, bro, like I know you got it, didn't you? But we're just like, what do you do as a quarterback?
It's such a hard thing because, you know, when you have a number one wide receiver like CeeDee Lamb, that he's your dude. He's gonna constantly be the guy that you go to. And unfortunately, you know how competitive he is, the pride that he takes in his position. Otherwise, he wouldn't be where he is. And those things happen, right? They happen, and sometimes it costs you the game. And it's just the same thing as if I'm a quarterback and you're driving late, you miss a throw, you throw an interception, you feel that. CeeDee Lamb feels that. He's going to come back, work harder, do all that. So it's hard to go up and be like, dude, you got to get that. He understands it. You don't even have to say it. The biggest thing for me always as a quarterback in those situations is to go up and be there for the guy and say, hey, dude, I believe in you. If we get another opportunity, I'm coming right back to you. Because you got to help them flush that out of their system so that they're not thinking about it come the next series.
Were there times where you purposefully went back to the person or your wide receiver that made a drop just to say that?
Well,
like I'm coming right back to you.
Yeah, Dwayne Bowe, we were in Kansas City. I forget who we were playing. Drops a critical third down. And so we go off to the sideline. You can tell he's pissed, and coaching staff's pissed, all that stuff. But I'll go up to him, and I'll say, hey, we're going to get another opportunity. And right off the jump, I'm coming right at you. I need to stop saying right off the jump because I've said it 3 times now. Right away, I'm going to come back to you and throw you the football. And that's exactly what we did. And he goes up and he makes a big play, and then we go down. So that number one wide receiver is never going to stop being your number one wide receiver. It's just that it's not a lack of focus. It's just sometimes it happens.
Yeah, that was disappointing because he played such a good game.
Right.
And he found ways to get open all game long. That drop that would have flipped the field.
Mm.
And again, it's been a week and a half now, but that's brutal. They could have won that game.
Easily could have won that game.
Yeah. So they for sure will lose to the Giants. That's just how the Cowboys work. I'm not a Cowboy lover. I'm not a Cowboy hater. But, man, if they actually beat the Giants and they win a game they should win, possibly we have a different Cowboys team than we thought.
Yeah.
And that's exciting because the NFL needs
They need the Cowboys to be good and
a competitive
relevant.
Cowboys team because it makes the NFL more fun. It's like the NBA needs the Lakers to be in the mix.
Yes.
Because it makes the league more fun. So I'm rooting for the Cowboys, although I know Dable's your boy.
Daboll's my boy, for sure. And I hope that he does well and has all this success. I just think they're in a bunch of turmoil right now, and it's very interesting when you look at their schedule, their division, and their quarterback situation.
Yeah, that division is
Loaded.
terrible because the Commanders are going to be good.
They're going to be good.
The Eagles are obviously going to be awesome.
Yes.
And if the Cowboys are okay, that leaves the Giants
Mhm.
to just be the little brother.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They have dudes to go out and compete. Now they just got to go out and compete, but that is a difficult division.
All right, you're up.
All right. Obviously, we've all watched the Chiefs game, right, against the Chargers. Chargers ended up winning that game. I thought Herbert had an outstanding game. But looking forward, you also saw two of the Chiefs' wide receivers go down, which is critical because they didn't have much of a passing game. They didn't have much of a running game other than Mahomes, and now you're going to play the Eagles. And so it's another challenge right off the start of the season where you've got
Some would say right off the jump.
no, I changed it. Do you see that? I thought about that.
Some would say right off the jump.
Somebody would say
Yes,
that,
go
but
ahead.
not I. I believe it's going to be a really interesting matchup to see how they overcome those injuries at the wide receiver position, but also they're going up against the Eagles, and it's going to be a game where Mahomes is going to have some magic, but I do believe that they're going to have to get the run game going in order to help take some pressure off this pass game.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown's going to be the number one now.
Mm-hmm.
Going to have to be. Thank God he's healthy. I mean, he missed last year. And Rashee Rice doesn't come back to week 6? So 6 games suspended, back at week 7. Xavier Worthy's out. And you saw the doctor, or he mouthed it. We saw him go, that does not look good.
Yeah, what was it, a dislocated shoulder?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, they didn't say how severe it was. At least I haven't heard yet. Kevin, have you heard how severe it was? Because all I heard was dislocated
Doctor?
shoulder.
Yeah, they just said it's like a day-to-day thing. And he'll play with a brace.
Wait, he's going to play?
Possibly. If he does, it'll be with a brace. But Andy Reid said it could be like a day-to-day, see how the week progresses.
I would say the benefit of that is he's a burner anyway.
He is.
So if anything, you can set him out wide, throw him 1 or 2, and he has to keep the defense honest.
Look, we're not going to throw you the ball because you can't reach above your head with the brace, but run really fast and clear it
Just
out for
go.
Kelsey on the outside, on the
go.
inside. Just go. Just go.
Yeah, rough game week 2 for the Chiefs after losing week 1.
It is. I mean, this from a scheduling standpoint to go out there and play. They're in Brazil.
Yeah, that's terrible. And you had to play one of those games. But yours wasn't Brazil. Yours was
Not Brazil, though.
London, right?
And they said that I believe that the Chiefs were the away team in that game. And so Todd Blackledge and Noah Eagle did that game last year, and they said that the away team stays about an hour and a half away from the stadium. So from a travel standpoint to get to the stadium versus the home team that's right across the street from the stadium, that's a big deal. So you're dealing with all these different elements, and then to go out and lose to a division rival and come back and play the team that just absolutely smoked you last year in the Super Bowl, it's a tough scheduling, to say the least.
I'll go Joe Burrow needs a big bounce-back game. They did win, but that's because the Browns browned.
They had, 140 total yards or something like that offensively?
Burrow specifically was 14 for 23 for 113 and a touchdown. And I was talking to Kickoff Kevin about this, and I was like, I cannot believe the Bengals won, except for they're playing the Browns, and the Browns browned. They found a way to lose.
Missed 2 field goals.
Kevin made a great point. The Bengals don't win week 1 or week 2.
The stats are mind-boggling
Yes.
when you look at them.
So this is actually big for the Bengals.
Yeah, they're always awful
Yes.
week 1 or week 2, but it sometimes comes back to bite them like it did last year.
Yeah, so my bounce backs are Burrow needs 1. Now, they are playing Jacksonville. I don't know that we have an accurate measurement of what Jacksonville is. They beat a bad Panthers. The funny clip at the Panthers game was Bryce Young watching the football, like which helmet is the one that has the ball in it up on the screen in the middle of the game. They have him just watching it, and then he goes out and throws a pick like the next play.
It was a bad pick, too.
Yeah, so I don't think that's what made him throw the pick, but the timing was terrible because that went viral, and I like Bryce Young a lot.
And did they have a full weather delay, too?
For like
which was awful.
almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And those games rolled into the 4 o'clock games. So, the big bounce backs needs to be Burrow against Jacksonville. If the Dolphins are going to bounce back, man, Tua was terrible.
It was bad. And then you talk about another wide receiver that was upset. And we had a discussion about him last week, Tyreek Hill, about why isn't he a captain? He's the most talented guy on the team. It's stuff like that.
Yeah.
The sideline antics, the screaming at the coach, all that stuff during game day becoming a distraction. That's why he's not a captain.
Yeah.
And that's something that's going to be continuous until they start to perform better, because that was awful. But how awesome was Daniel Jones? We talked about him.
I'm a big Daniel Jones guy. I've been made fun of for being a big Daniel Jones guy. I just think he can do it all. I think he can run. Again, don't confuse the pigment in his skin for somebody that's extremely slow.
Yes, he can run. He is athletic as all get out.
And I don't think week 1 is the absolute litmus test of what he's going to do all season.
No, name him. Comeback player of the year right now.
But he was awesome. Tua was not. He went 14 for 23 as well for 114 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Now they're playing the Patriots. Patriots, not a great game. Kevin, those are your boys.
Yeah, it was tough to watch.
What did you think?
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought Matt could obviously speak on this a lot better, but offensively, he threw it, Drake, I believe, 46 times, but it just looked very boring still. Everything looks boring. And then I watch other offenses, and I'm like, dang, that looks fun. And I know they don't have like a Derrick Henry or anything like that, but it just looked like offensively, it was a rookie quarterback still back there that Josh McDaniels just didn't trust.
Yeah, so much of that system, too, when I was in it with Josh McDaniels, and you've always seen it, it's a possession passing scheme, right? So it's going to be intermediate routes, it's going to be screens, and then you're going to take your shots. You're not always wanting to throw the ball 46 times. I think a lot of that was the fact that they were behind and needed to make up some ground late, so you're kind of put in this 2-minute mode where you've got to go throw the football. But Stephon Diggs, I would say, is their number 1 wide receiver. They've got Douglas as well, who had a catch for a touchdown. But Diggs, when you watch him, he's a really good player. I mean, he's a good route runner. He's not the guy he used to be. And so he's not surrounded with that one alpha that you need to go out when it's one-on-one and you need him to go win that battle for you at the quarterback position. I don't think they have that dude right now. And that's the hard part.
And then what about the run game? I mean, the run game was just non-existent.
Game was non-existent
at all,
which was the most surprising part.
And Will Campbell had a bad game. I mean, he's
hurt.
a rookie. I get it. Yeah.
I mean, he was hurt. He was playing hurt.
Yeah, and I get it. I'm not blaming him, but the offensive line they did a lot of turnover there, and week 1 there was nothing to show for it.
Yeah, and it's still week 1, and it's still a new system and all that stuff. And the Raiders came out and played a heck of a game. And Geno Smith, man, I love Geno Smith. I love how he resurrected his career in Seattle, but to go out with a new organization week 1 and play the way that he did, I think that the Raiders are going to be a lot better than people give them credit for.
So I know we've done 2. I'm going to go do my 3rd one before you do your 3rd one, because I want to roll it from this conversation to that. And that Brock Bowers, I don't know where he is, injured, and George Kittle's out for weeks now.
I was going to say, those are 2 massive injuries.
What's the latest on Bowers? Because the last I saw, they were speculating it might be an ACL, it might be nothing. Do you see anything, Kevin, on Brock Bowers?
No, I just see Carroll saying we're just going day-to-day with it.
Yeah, well, Kittle is out.
Yeah, Kittle's out. He's on IR now, yeah.
That sucks.
Gosh,
Yeah.
It sucks, too.
Kittle's on IR with a hamstring injury. He suffered a hamstring injury during Sunday's season opener over the Seahawks. He only played 21 of the 76 offensive snaps. He caught 4 balls for 25 yards, and he will be sidelined for at least the next 4 weeks. Now, the good news is this is the 49ers' next 4 weeks. The Saints, they can win that. The Cardinals, probably. The Jags, probably. The Rams are going to be a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Rams.
But I think, and also you're looking at Brock Purdy. I mean, he has 2 injuries.
He has 2 injuries. They said Fred Warner was banged up. They also said Trent Williams was banged up. That's an incredible amount of injuries that take place in week 1.
It's also like last year for them.
Right, they had all the
last
injuries.
year, everybody was hurt. I think the good thing about Purdy's shoulder injury, it's the wrong shoulder, because I think his left shoulder is what's hurt. It was his other injury that they were worried about. So, yeah, the 49ers moving forward, they have a favorable schedule if they can.
If they can field a team.
Well, they only need 8
because
guys
Christian
to beat the Saints.
McCaffrey was on the injury report. They were saying that he might not even go. Luckily, he did.
He did. And
he
played great.
really well.
He played great. Caught a bunch of balls, ran a bunch of balls.
Right.
But, yeah, they only need 8 guys to beat the Saints. So, give it another week.
Yep.
Cardinals, they could probably play 10 on 11 and win that.
Cardinals are a better football team this year.
Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe.
Who'd they beat? Why am I blanking?
The Saints.
The Saints.
That's
why I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe.
Barely.
That's why
Maybe.
That's why I said maybe. This week, let's see. We got the Cardinals. Who are the Cardinals playing? And the Panthers. Yeah, Cardinals should win that one. Oof. The poor Panthers. I pick them as my favorite team, and then that's what they do. Of course. That's what they do. But it is going to be the battle of the small quarterbacks. One quarterback will reign supreme.
The battle of
the small quarterbacks.
Very athletic.
Yes. What's your final point?
I think this weekend another intriguing game for me is going to be Bills-Jets, because when you watch that game that Justin Fields played, he looked like a completely different quarterback going up against Pittsburgh. And you can say the same thing about how Pittsburgh looked, but for that organization, for them to come out and play that way right away against a Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and he was making throws, he's doing it with his legs. I just want to see if he can do it again against another really good opponent with the Bills.
What's the best game coming up this weekend?
Seahawks
and Steelers looks interesting. Nobody cares about those teams here. Like, it's nobody's. Brandon's wife, but that doesn't count. She's like secondary. So, we're always drawn to like our teams. But I'm curious to watch the Seahawks and Steelers play just because they both had. Seahawks did not win.
Right.
But I feel like that's a little bit of work in progress. There's a whole lot of new parts up there.
Whole lot of new parts.
And how good is Aaron Rodgers? Because his arm is still freaking great. That first sack, I was like, okay, they're about to run him over. He can't move.
He got hit a lot.
He did get hit a lot.
But I'll tell you what, the boy can still sling it.
I guess it's Commanders-Packers. That's probably the best game.
I was going to say Commanders-Packers would be up there and a must-watch for me.
Yeah, and it's a Thursday night, so we must watch it.
Yeah, and the Packers, I mean, let's be honest, that Packers defense, that front looked good before Parsons showed up, but he shows up, they can go. Offensively, they've got some skill. Jordan Love, I mean, he's a really good quarterback in my opinion. So, and then you got Washington. When you watch them, they got weapons all over the field. Jaden Daniels, that guy's a freak of nature.
He's a freak. He looks like he's going to get broken every time he drops back because he's small. He doesn't. He's very Kevin Durant.
And then he makes everybody miss when he runs the football.
Yeah.
He can just flat out rip the ball anywhere he wants.
Yeah, he runs around people it's like a deer. He is deceivingly extremely fast.
Extremely fast.
Because I know he's fast, but I was watching him outrun angles this last week. And Debo looks good.
Debo, you saw him he looked like he maybe put on a few extra pounds of muscle.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe it was the all-white uniform.
Pads.
I don't
maybe
know.
He's wearing more pads.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got rib pads on, hip pads on, but I'll tell you, he can still run the rock.
You want to know something happened to me? So I was talking about this on the show today, on the Bobby Bones show, is that I got a call from someone, and it was a San Diego number, and I answered, and they're like, hey, someone's trying to buy 4 different purchases at Home Depot for $5,500. Is this you? It wasn't me. And so I'm like, oh, God. Well, the night before, my card had to be canceled because someone was using my debit card. And so the night before, I got an email, and it said, is this you using the card? And I pushed no. Boom, we canceled the card immediately. So I get that call the next day, and they're like, someone's trying to buy 4 things at Home Depot. It's not going through. Is this you? I'm like, no. Except they know a little too much, meaning they know my bank, they know the type of card it is, they know my home address, they know my cell phone number, and they have my card number. And so they're like, hey, we're calling up from your bank. All of that is enough to make you think that it's legit. And so I'm like, yep. And they say, hey, we need to verify that this is your account, so we're going to FaceTime you, and are you able to get into your account on your app? Let us know how much, So they FaceTime me. I'm half asleep because I had fallen asleep at like 3:30. Wasn't feeling great. My allergies are killing me. So I answer the FaceTime, and they're like, if you'll just log on your app. And I'm like, there's no way. And I say to them, you're trying to scam me.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, sir, we're not trying to scam you. And I'm like, yeah, you're trying to scam me. I'm not going to do this. And he gets like sassy with me. And so all this has been running through my head. I'm like, how did they know my phone number, my home address?
Yes.
Because if you just get a credit card number or a debit card number, you don't have all the other information. You
No
just
doubt.
use that, and you have to use the CVV code, and you buy until they
Right.
shut it down. So we just found out what happened. So I went to buy something online that I buy a lot of, and I Googled to get to it.
Razors.
Something similar, something that I have to buy. And so it was a new product, and I Googled, so I went to the site and I bought it, and I remember it not going through. Turns out they had set up a full fake site. And so the reason it wasn't going through
Wow.
is when you type in your name, your address, your credit card, it goes to scammers who have set up a fake site to like mimic what the actual site looks like.
That's scary.
So they had all that information, which is crazy. All day long in my head, I'm like, how do they know my home address? Turns out they didn't know my home address. They knew my business manager's address because that's where all my bills go.
Right.
But they were like, you're at this address. And I was like, well, they do know that. So my bank does. But that's what it was. They set up a complete fake website that looked
Wow.
exactly and seemed exactly like the other site that I got there from Google.
That's really scary.
It was crazy. And that's what I was dealing with today.
Well, at least you didn't give them all your information, because that would have been.
Well, you know what they did? They said, how much is in your checking account? And I told them. And then they were like, okay, this also could be your
You're like-
savings. How much is in your savings? And I told them.
And they're like, wow, we've got an elephant. We got an elephant. Let's go, boys. Like, FaceTime him now. FaceTime him now.
I know.
We'll get way more than $5,500 from Home Depot.
But that was scary. I was like, how do they know all of this? But it turns out that they created a fake account, a fake website to look like the site.
Yeah, I don't normally get the phone call from American Express.
I do sometimes.
American Express, I do.
Yeah.
But all the other stuff is going to my business managers.
I was like, I did have to cancel my card last night, so this all makes sense. But it makes sense because they were using it last night, and then they were calling.
Yeah, to verify. Hey, how much you have in your savings?
You ever been scammed?
Huh? No, I've just had I've had similar situations. I get a lot of text messages like, there's this amount on this credit card. Please call so we can, and I'd call my business guy, and it would say, is this spam? He's like, absolutely. I just checked all your accounts. No, nothing's wrong, anything like that. But you'll, every now and then, they'll get a hold somehow of your credit card, and you'll have these random purchases. I forget the last one. It was like a $2,600 deal at Target.
They went hard.
It went hard in the paint, dude. They
They
said,
went hard.
yeah, grab the skateboard.
Hey, from the
And
start,
the
from the jump,
rollerblades.
they went from the jump. They went hard. Kevin, you ever been scammed?
No, I haven't, but it's funny you bring this up because I think we're in the middle of one right now, too. My wife got a letter in the mail from her work. She stopped working because of the kids. Letter in the mail from their work that's like, hey, sorry, we accidentally paid you like 12 grand over, which happens because they try to figure things out. And then so she was like, well, can you provide evidence? They've been going back and forth. And ever since she asked, can you provide evidence? We haven't heard back from them. Because they asked, you need to pay this within 5 days. Like, well, we're not going to.
Why would they do that?
12 grand in 5 days?
Yeah.
Like,
I spent that in
that's a scam.
Vegas.
that sounds like a scam, right?
That's a scam.
And then she was like, oh, well, what about this? My PTO, did you guys put all this in? And they're like, oh, actually, it's like 9 grand. And she's like, well, can you show me evidence of where you got the 9 grand from? Haven't heard back.
Yeah, scam.
That's
Brandon,
scam,
has
right?
you been scammed, Brandon? Oh, Brandon's been scammed. Does your microphone work? Nope.
Shoot.
Brandon proudly has been scammed.
You saw it. It was right away. It was a heavy
Yeah,
nod.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
mhm.
And then he's like, thank God
I
the
sure
microphone
have.
doesn't work.
Yeah, don't really
Because-
want to tell you what I gave away.
We're going to come back. Your buddy's going to come in.
Yeah, Benny Jones, one of my favorite people I've
So
ever
you
played
and Ben
with.
Jones played together.
We did at Tennessee.
Funny guy.
Really funny.
How
One of
big
the-
is he? Speculate.
I mean, he's got to be 6'3", 3. He probably played at 315. I think that was what his weight was set at. But as soon as he would starve himself the day before weigh-in, so he'd make weight, and then he'd meet me in the breakfast area, and he'd have like 4 plates. So it'd probably jump up to 320 pretty quick.
Big old boy. All right.
Big old boy.
We'll come back and do that next. We actually had football. What an exciting week.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Football's back. It was an incredible week 1.
It was. And we have Ben Jones with us. I think we should clap our hands
Big Ben
for
Jones,
the great
baby.
Big Ben Jones.
The great is right.
Why don't you introduce your friend Ben here so everybody can have a proper...
Okay, Ben Jones, one of my best buds. He's somebody that grew up in Bibb County, Alabama.
Sounds like a wrestler.
Yeah, it does. Well,
like the Big
he
Boss
kind of
Man.
was. He kind of was a wrestler. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Ended up going to Georgia, All-American at Georgia. Gets drafted by Houston in the 4th round. gets traded, in 2016?
Free agent.
Free agent, 2000, not even a free agent, 2016, comes to Tennessee Titans. I'm blessed to be there, be his teammate. He was a Pro Bowler in 2022 and a guy that's just an Iron Man. Played through so many different injuries, but was the anchor for every offensive line. But I'll also say this about him. As a teammate and as a human, he always made it fun. He was always there for everybody, and he's a guy that brought the locker room together. So the great Ben Jones is here,
Ben
everybody.
Jones is here.
Hey!
My wife saw Ben walk by the window and said, "A large man is here." I said, "Well, that's my cue to go down to the studio." Ben, how are you, man?
I'm great. Happy to be here. And when my guy called me the other day, I was like, absolutely, I'm here.
So, what's it like when football starts for you?
Yeah, you look forward to it. It's different now that you're not playing. I'm like, man, I can sit back, enjoy it, look at different schemes, look at, how they're attacking defenses, because you still have that in you as a player. But now you're like, man, I don't feel bad after games. I don't hurt. I can wake up the next day. I'm like, man, this feels awesome.
How many years you been retired?
This is going on year 3.
Are you missing it less and just enjoying it more? Are you shifting over there?
100%. You definitely, the first year out, you miss it. You miss everything, the hurt, the ache, the grind. Now I'm just like, I can enjoy it with my family. I coach high school ball, so I kind of scratch that itch that away. And now I can, Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, I can sit down and actually be like, yes, I can enjoy football.
Well, let's talk about your first year out, right? You were undecided whether or not you're going to go back and play.
Right.
And so you were staying in shape, which is hard to do to stay motivated in the offseason when you don't know the end result is actually going to be signed. But I remember sitting down with you at breakfast, right?
Yes.
We're sitting down at breakfast, and all of a sudden Ben says, hold on, this is my agent. His agent's calling him because Miami had both of their centers go out. So this is what, week 8?
It's like right around
10?
Thanksgiving, somewhere around there.
Right around
They happened versus the Titans. Center tore his ACL first drive. The backup center popped his calf mid-game. They're like, hey, you want to come down this week? I'm like, let me think on it.
So this is like not at the beginning of your first year out. This is in the middle of.
This is the middle of my first year, so I've been training that whole year after I've been out. And I'm like, all right, I'm golfing with Matt like once a week, work out 3 days a week. I'm like,
hilarious.
And the season has already started.
It's like week 12.
Got it.
And
I think it was 4 games left.
There's 4 games left, so I all of a sudden go on and look at who they're about to play. It was like Baltimore Ravens. It
Dallas,
was the Jets.
Eagles, and
it was
Jets.
Dallas. I was like, bro, I don't know if you better tell them to hike up the money.
Pay me more.
Yeah, I was sitting there going, you sure you want this? And then having to also talk to your family. Like, it's a crazy circumstance and how this all comes about because they obviously need you. But at the same time, you have a family there that's getting used to having you home, right?
No doubt.
What was that conversation like? Honey, maybe
I was like, hey, I got a call from Miami today. She's like, she gets quiet. You're like, you there? She's like, what do I need to tell my Christmas? I'm like, hey, it's going to be all right. Let's talk through it. I haven't said
She
yes.
was going worst case already.
Oh, yeah. She was like, when I called her, she's like, oh, he's gone.
Is she
like,
crying?
No, never. Not my wife. She is not emotional at all. She's just thinking through it, and because that's the first thing. She's trying to make sure everything works. That's what our wives do. They literally do everything for us when we play, from everything in the home life, bills. I'm talking about they run the show. And she was like, oh, I'm finna have to go back into grind mode. It was finna turn into camp for her. So she had to get her mind right if I wanted to take that next steps and take the job with the Jets. Or not the Jets. That was preseason.
Yeah, it was Miami.
For Miami.
I would assume, though, it's a pretty quick, you have to give a yes or no, especially mid-season, because they've got to make a decision because they're only calling you because it's quick. We got to find somebody to fill a gap.
Yeah, they played Monday night, and they called me Tuesday morning while I was sitting in the country club eating some breakfast, about to go play around. And they wanted me on a flight that evening.
And I'm assuming you said no.
I said no. I was like, as it came down to it, I was like, hey, what am I chasing? Can I win a championship with this team? Is it worth the risk to put my body through more harm? I just had shoulder, elbow all fixed that off season. I'm like, do I want to go back there and risk that? And what is it worth? Like, do I need the money? No. Do I want to go out there? If I'm sitting there and it would have been the Chiefs or somebody like the Eagles, I'm like, I might have chased it. I might have tried one more time just to get that ring. But I didn't think Miami could win it right there. I saw the 4-game stretch they had. I'm like, I think it's better off for me to stay right here with my family.
Did you ultimately know when you made that decision that might be the final time that you stepped on a field? Because at that point you had that opportunity, but again, it's always one of those difficult situations because maybe this is the.
I think if they were calling to say like, hey, we need you to be a backup this week, not to come in right that week, start week 1 versus the Ravens or whoever they were playing that week. I'm like, oh, am I in shape? Have I been training hard enough? All that's going through your head. Am I putting myself at risk for my wife and kids at home? I'm like, is it worth it? And I'm like, if this would have been the Eagles and be like, hey, let's bring you as a swing guy. We want to build some depth before the playoffs. I've been like, yes, I'm coming. But right there as a starter, I'm like, I don't know if my body is physically ready yet for the grind that I'm going to have to do for the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Let's go all the way back to your high school days. Did you play center in high school? Also, what other positions did you play?
Yeah, so I've had a crazy journey through the O-line. And so in high school, I started as a freshman at left tackle. My brother was the quarterback. Next year, his senior year, I was the center. And me and him are totally different. He is all ball, all time. Mr. Keep me in line, like held everybody on the whole team accountable. Like I had a bad snap, I'm walking to the sideline, I might get punched in the face. In school, if I did something wrong, I would be having to call my mom at home like, hey, I got in a fight at school today. I hand the phone to my brother. Hey, I got in a fight at school today. She's like, with who? Each other. So we fought literally all the way through college. Like we were best friends. He was my father figure. My dad passed when I was 10, so he was our rock. He was the reason why I went barefoot before every game because he was so superstitious, and I carried that on all the way through high school, college, and pros to kind of show him like, hey, you turned me into a man. You're a guy I look up to, and that was one of the key things. In high school, played everything: center, guard, tackle, defense, kick, punted. I was literally, all right, if you want me to do it, I'll try.
Pretty good athlete.
Not bad. Played baseball, basketball, wrestled.
Weren't you a state champion as well in wrestling? Can you imagine getting in the ring with this guy and you're like, I don't know.
I think I wouldn't.
The big bear. It's like wrestling a bear. My kids call him the big bear.
Did you like wrestling?
I did. I wrestled so 10 years old, my dad passed. Then I get hit in the head with a baseball bat like 6 months later. Had a craniotomy. Didn't think I was going to live.
How'd that happen?
I was at a high school baseball game. I was behind home plate, and I went to walk out to the outfield bleachers to get some money from my mom. As I'm turning the corner, boom, get hit with a bat. Somebody was swinging as I come around the dugout.
Oh, you walked into it?
Walked into it, never saw it.
Oh, do you remember it?
Oh, I walked over to my mom crying, and she told me to sit down and take deep breaths because she thought I was. She thought I
You didn't go to the hospital.
Oh,
right?
You're from the South. You're like me. You're from the
100%.
South. That's what you do.
No doubt. Take some deep breaths, and she passed the concussion test, Castle. Somehow, like I always do. Shocker. Passed the concussion test.
Always get through that one.
Then I started getting sick, throwing up because I had the blood clot or blood hematoma pressing on my brain, so it was making me sick. So I go in there, I have emergency surgery, and the doctor is like trying to hold me down because I wake up from anesthesia too early, and they're like holding me down 2 hands, and he moves his hand, he looks, I'm cut ear from ear. Little did he know, 2 weeks before that, I hit a barbed wire fence on a bicycle. So I was super glued up that my mom super glued me up because she didn't want to take me to the doctor because I had a baseball game that night. Just a different way of living in the South down there in the small town.
Oh, my
I think
God.
I was meant to play football, not baseball, another sport. I think I picked the right sport.
So when you got to Houston, though, your first start was actually at guard, right?
Yeah, I started my first 3 years at
And
guard.
who was your first start against, and was that a wow moment for you?
Yeah, first start, a load of nada.
Oh, gosh, from the Ravens.
The biggest human being. I was
Block out
like,
the sun.
Who? First of all, I'm like, who is this? I can't say his name. I wasn't on to say his name because I didn't want to mispronounce it. He's the largest human. I remember firing off and hitting him. I'm like, this guy don't move. I'm like, who is this guy? And I'm like, yeah, don't mess with those guys.
Yeah.
Did you know on tape he was going to be as difficult and as large as he was, or was that you have to experience it in person to actually understand it?
Yeah, you see him on tape, but they had him, Mount Cody, Terrell Suggs, all these guys. They all just look to you. I'm like, oh, he's just normal. Then you walk up to him, I'm like, that's not normal.
Then they used to line him up off the ball and give him a 5-yard head start.
Yeah, I'm like, then they were like, said, oh, we're going to formation this so he's not on you. Where do you think he went? He went to the rookie every snap. For the next 6 games, I got him, Kyle Williams, and Dominic Sue. I'm like, oh, y'all all just want to pick on the rookie over here, not the 12-year Pro Bowler on the other side. Leave me alone.
Was that a bit overwhelming, your first X amount of games? You were getting the best of the best because they were probably like calling dibs. Like, I got the rookie.
No doubt.
And so you're like, was there ever a question like, I don't know if I can do this?
No, back then I'm like, I was just excited to get the opportunity. I was having to block J.J. Watt every day in practice, who had 20 sacks every year. I'm like, man, if I can somewhat block him in practice, I can block these guys. So I think going in practice versus him kind of gave me the confidence that I can go out there and do it on Sundays.
Oh, so they go ones and ones? You would work out against him?
Oh, so in the NFL, it's a little different. Like, veterans get a lot of days off. So I would come in and take all 10 reps of scout team, then turn around and I was a starting right guard. So I'd take 3 reps at starting guard, 3 reps at center, 3 reps at left guard. So all of them could get a break. But I would take 20 straight plays while they take 3.
Got you in shape, though.
Oh, I could play all day. The hardest part was practice.
Well, if you were to pick a position, would you have rather played guard or did you like center more so?
Oh, 100% center.
Why?
I'm a strong guy. I like making the calls. And I don't have to block those freaks on the edge. Like, don't give me a guy who's 6'6" and can tie a shoe standing up. Give me the biggest, strongest, fat guy out there. Sign me up.
Who was the
It's like
biggest?
wrestling a bull.
Who was the ultimate gap filler that you played against?
Oh, Vince Wilfork.
Because
He was I couldn't tell if he was touching me or the guard. That's how wide he was. He was just 380 pounds in the gap. I'm like, you're not going to move him. So I'm going to – it's like dancing with the bear. I just try to cover him up and not let him make the tackle. But because you're not going to move him. He's that big. He's doing his job. But you didn't have to worry about him pass blocking, though.
How pissed were you when they took out the backside cut blocking drill? I mean, with that rule where they said you're no longer allowed to cut. Because, I mean, I remember back in the day when we first came in the league, if you're running an outside zone, they just are cutting at their legs, and they're just getting after these guys, and they hated it. But what it would do is back them off a little bit. But then all of a sudden they said, no more of that. There's too much risk of injury.
Yeah, that's probably why I was starting at guard, because I could care less. I didn't watch pro football growing up. I grew up in the South. Sunday, you went to church, and you went to grandma's house, and you went fishing. Like, didn't watch pro football at all. Like, I watched Alabama, Auburn, Georgia. Other than that, didn't watch TV. So I was like, who are these guys? I'm blocking. Didn't know them. And I was like, I didn't care. I didn't cut. I cut anybody. Like, some people are like, hey, you shouldn't be cutting him. I'm like, who is it? Like, I'm just going out here. I'm just doing my job. If it says cut on the plate, I'm cutting you.
and some of it was they don't cut them out of respect because they're
They're like, hey, this guy's in year 10. Like, hey, you probably don't want to make him mad. I'm like, make him mad? What do you mean? I'm trying to win here.
He's
like
always mad.
Yeah, like, I didn't know the difference between college and pro at how to practice. Like, in college, I treated every day like a game. I didn't care if you were starting nose guard, starting linebacker. If the play I was supposed to cut, I cut you in practice. Didn't care.
Yeah.
If you did that in pro practice, they would run you. They would fight you. I'm like, why are y'all so upset? Like this, I'm practicing like a game. They're like, no. That's not how we practice here.
So you spent a few years with the Texans before you went over you came over here where we are, to the Titans. You said you left as a free agent. What was it about Tennessee that made you come?
Definitely Matt Castle being here.
Because
I was there. I was
wanted
there.
to be there.
We came in as free agents together.
Together.
We did.
It was a big selling point. But the biggest thing was I wanted to be the leader of the room. I was going to be the oldest O-lineman in our group at year 5. I wanted to run the show as an offensive lineman. And they sold me the dream of like, hey, we're bringing in DeMarco Murray. We're changing the culture here. Like, we're going to run the ball. We're going to pound the ball. We're going to go back to being a tough Tennessee team.
Who's selling you that dream?
John Robinson and Mike Mularkey. They're calling me like, I'm like, guys, y'all are the worst team in football. Y'all have the first pick. I just won the division in Houston. And we always like, hey, stat game versus Tennessee. Like, we're going to go down there. We're going to play hard. We're going to win this game. We're going to run the ball for a lot of yards. I'm like, why would I want to go there? But they sold me that dream, and I was like, man, I want to do something different. I want to get back closer to the home. And I was like, I'm in. Let's go.
And that's one of the things that I always appreciate about you, because a lot of people don't understand how much goes into playing the center position. Obviously, you take on those big guys that he's talking about and the matchups that you have on the inside, but it's the mental side of the game, especially for a center, because as the quarterback comes up to the line of scrimmage, we're trying to set protections, but he also was my eyes and ears at the line of scrimmage where he's communicating constantly to these guys. And I remember, Ben, you would always have your own meetings too with these guys, and we'd go in for third down, which is always the most pivotal down for situational football to keep the drive going. But Ben would run the meetings. Talk about, like, was that just something that you knew that's what we needed? Or because you took a lot of pride in that, and you were a leader of that room, and that showed every single day.
Yeah, it's only so much you can hear from a coach. For me, I'm like, if I made the calls, if all my guys saw me at there at 4:30 in the morning, staying late, doing all these extra meetings, they trusted me with anything. I could have told LaJuan or any of the other guys to do anything, and they're like, absolutely. Ben knows it. Like, I could have made a check, and they're like, no questions. Lon's like, absolutely. Because he is not there in the morning. He's going to show up and do exactly what Ben tells me. He's like, absolutely, I'll do anything he says. And I kind of built that out as respect, and they're like, hey, he's going to do all this stuff on the tape. He's going to be here every day. He's going to practice every day, and he's going to play in every game. They knew I was going to be there no matter what injury I had. And I was like, hey, I'm going to do it a certain way, and I wanted to build a different kind of culture here.
You blocked for Derrick Henry?
Absolutely.
He ever run up you?
Oh, did he? I think that's why everything got fixed on my right side and everything else. If you didn't move your guy, he moved you. And that was the thing. Like, you got out the way or you were going to get ran over bad.
The first time you saw Derrick Henry and you saw he was going to be playing with you, what were your thoughts?
Crazy story. So my brother was a strength coach at Alabama. I was coming home from my rookie year in the league, and I walk into the baseball strength coach in the strength department. I see a guy leaving workouts, no shirt on. I'm like, is that Dante Hightower? He goes, no, that's that new freshman that we just got here, Derrick Henry. I was like, oh, he's 18. I'm like, that is a grown man. Then 4 years later, he's on my team, the quietest human being. But he is like my brother. Like, I talk to him at least once a week. We're so tight. Our families are tight, and he's literally one of my best friends.
I mean, he had 2,000 yards that one year. What was it like being a part of that, and what kind of gifts did he get you?
Derrick,
I know he got you. I know he's a gift giver.
He is the man. He takes care of us. He went to every O-line dinner with us. He might be a little late, but I saved his seat beside him. I knew he's only two 12-ounce fillets. I would get his meal. He'd come in, he'd eat, talk a little bit, and bounce. But he was going to be there to eat those steaks every week. And just an unreal guy. But that was special. Like, we had goals. He would set goals like, hey, what do y'all want if we get this year? The rushing title. I get 2K. So every week you never saw Derrick get up off the ground by himself in the game. We were picking his butt up, know how heavy he was. We would pick him up, get him back in the huddle. I'm like, hey, you got one more in you. And it was special. Like, you're chasing greatness. Like, how many 2,000-yard rushers out there are? It's not a lot. And to be able to do that and accomplish that, that's like an O-lineman's dream. And he did. He hooked us up every year, from Rolexes to every kind of device in your house. I got Pac-Man machines. I got them all. You name it, we got it from him.
I mean, he and possibly Saquon, but he is the only for sure running back first-round Hall of Famer right now in the NFL. Saquon will get there, but that's a Hall of Fame guy.
No doubt.
How long until you realized, one, that, listen, he's big and he's fast, but he also would have the longevity. Like, he's talked a lot about spending money, investing money into himself. And I think that's probably a big part of his success.
100%. He is so dialed into all his routine, from his diet to how he takes care of his body to how he takes care of massage and prep work. It's every single day. Like, you can see him in the off season. Everything is built off of, hey, when am I going to train? Who's going to do my massage? Who's going to do this? He is so dialed in that well, and he's been doing it his whole career. And a lot of guys do it when they're later, trying to add a couple years left in their career. For me, I was like, a guy that big, that strong, that physical, to really only miss a handful of games with a broke foot, that speaks highly of how much he cares. And a lot of guys, once they get paid, they kind of relax a little bit. And I feel like he's been out to try to prove it the whole time.
How excited were you when he finally got that opportunity to go to Baltimore? Because it gave him that opportunity. That set a new standard for Baltimore, just to potentially go win a Super Bowl.
Absolutely. That's what you're sitting there wanting. We're talking through it, and you want to see his career just keep climbing. And we're definitely Ravens fans at our house. We watch him every Sunday. He's on my fantasy team. Like, he is my guy. Yeah. And he's in the perfect scenario. You got Lamar Jackson back there. So if you want to dial in on him, good luck. You got to stop Lamar too.
Let me ask you about spitting. Because this past weekend we saw it a couple times.
Yeah, we did.
Like, change games, the trajectory of games. Because I don't think the Cowboys would have been able to run as much 100%. Up the middle had that not happened after the kickoff, right? And then secondly, we saw in the Florida game. That lost them the game. I feel like offensive and defensive linemen are probably spitting a little more just naturally. Is that the ultimate insult if somebody spits on you?
Absolutely. That or a slap.
I'd say
we saw that too, though.
Yeah,
with Kelsey.
Slap, but I'd say a spit is just so disrespectful.
Yeah,
because some spitting's going to happen just naturally, right?
Yeah.
But there's an obvious hug too.
Yeah, that's it's kind of gross. But
more than gross, it's like
it's disrespect.
You were disrespecting me to my
100%.
face.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, I give you that. That's pretty bad. I'd been thrown out the game with him if he spit on me.
Does that happen that we don't see offensive and defensive line? Because again, the proximity is so close.
Right.
What we were able to see with Dak
Right.
was there was a good amount of distance. That was a
Right.
strong spit. The camera's on him. It's him going up to all the Cowboys players spitting on Dak. Is that happening though a little more with the interior offensive defensive lines and we just don't see it?
I think it's more of a respect. Like, I blocked, say, Avery Jones at the Jaguars for 22 times over 11 years and I knew I played with him at Georgia. I knew his family. Like, his whole goal was to get a sack on me. We fought every single play like we hated each other. But as soon as the game over, we're hugging, talking about his family. You got to have some respect. This game, you got to play in between the whistles. You play as hard as you can. But it comes down to, hey, are you a good person? You got to respect others because you're setting an example for not only your family, your kids. Like, you are a role model. Everybody is watching. What do you want to be? What do you want to put on tape? Like, yes, if you're a hard player, that's great, but don't be disrespectful.
But who didn't you respect? Because you know that there's players, like, you've got respect for most players. Or at least you're giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But there's those dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'm
man,
saying
he's a
yes, sir,
dick.
to some people. Yeah. Like, when you play, say, Sue, you don't
Yes.
wake up the sleeping giant. Like, hey, if you're playing a noon game, like, hey, you're playing against Tennessee, and a lot of guys probably ain't watching Sue. Like, you're not doing anything extra. Hey, you good, man? You get up off the ground. You're like, hey, you good there? You good? you're not trying to wake that giant up during the game.
Do you remember when he cold cocked DeMarco?
DeMarco. He
yeah.
punched DeMarco in the face in the game, and they didn't catch it on
They
TV.
didn't catch it. I'm sitting right
I'm
there. I
like-
just released the ball. You saw it too.
And I'm like, DeMarco,
I was like,
I got to block him.
cold
Stop.
cocks him.
Leave him alone.
It's
Cold
almost
cuss.
like you don't want to get Hulk Hogan mad because when he starts shaking his head
Oh, yeah, you don't want that.
and when he doesn't feel the slaps anymore,
Yeah.
that sounds a bit like what Sue might have been like.
Yeah, you don't wake that giant up.
Yeah,
You're nice to certain guys on the thing, but then you know who to talk to. Like, you get a D lineman who's a rookie and they're trying hard. I'm like, what? Who are you?
Yeah.
You on P Squad? Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad you made it
100%.
up today.
100%.
So you know how to poke the bear on some of them.
The physicality of your position, a lot of people don't appreciate the offensive lineman because they're usually not the focal point of what's going on, but you guys constantly play through pain. How many surgeries have you had?
Ooh.
And talk about the one where
collarbone?
Yeah, your collarbone's coming out your chest.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I've had multiple hands, knees, ankles. They took out my labrum. Did everything to my elbows. Collarbone, it gives me a little trouble on my golf swing, definitely. I get it caught in a twist, and collarbone comes through, sticking in the back of my throat. All the fans and reporters think I have the stomach virus because that bone is sticking in the back of my throat, tickling it, making me throw up.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Listen to this story.
So I come to the sideline. It was on third down, thank goodness I didn't have to come out. I come to the sideline. I'm like, hey, my collarbone's out. And they're like, what do you mean it's out? I'm like, it's poking through. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's in the back of your throat. Let's get this back in. So I'm like trying to put it back in place on the sideline, and they throw it back in. They're like, all right, can you snap? So every time I would snap, it would pop out and hit me in the back of the throat. So I'm like constantly throwing up because
It's a gag reflex, right?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You stick your finger down your throat, you're going to throw it. Imagine a bone hitting the back of your
Oh,
throat.
my
It's
gosh.
going to make you throw up. So I'm like, my wife's in the stand. My mom's there at that game. She's like, is Ben sick? Like, what's going on? I'm like, I wish I was sick. I wish I had the stomach virus.
Anything other than my clavicle hitting the
Yeah,
back of
like
my
so,
throat.
and I had that point. I had a streak of starts going on, so I'm like, I'm not coming out. So all the next week, couple weeks of practice, I couldn't snap at practice. I just hand the football and go out there and practice. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna tough it out during the games, and it's gonna just keep poking out, just figure it out during the games.
Legendary.
You ever have a quarterback that's so nervous you can feel his hands trembling under center?
Oh yeah, we had one of those. I'm trying to think. He was like,
Because I think that's what I would be doing. I think my first game, I'd be like, oh, God. And I don't want to be able to see it, but the thing in me that shows when I'm nervous, my hands.
we had a quarterback like that who was on P Squad, and I think he was gonna get elevated. I never took snaps with him in practice.
Yeah.
And they're like, how was he? I'm like, besides him just give me a butt massage the whole practice.
You kind of were excited by it,
I'm
though.
like, oh, what has we got here? This is new. This is a new territory I've been down here. But yeah, I can see it. For a quarterback and center, it's a different relationship. Like, how many guys walk up and just, hey, let's put your hands right up in somebody's
Yeah.
butt?
Let's get intimate now.
Yeah, so I feel like some quarterbacks take it a little different than others. So I always try to lighten the mood. No telling what I would say or do to them, but it always made the relationship better as the years went on.
You two played, right? And you
We played
We
together.
had too many good moments.
Too many good moments. The thing that I remember most also is the locker room and the banter that Ben would create. So he's legendary. If it's your birthday, he knows it's your birthday.
Absolutely.
So what he does is he comes up and he'll go to great lengths to smash you in the face with a birthday cake. Well, it happened
Or anything.
Or anything basically. So you could go through countless guys in the locker room, and they all have been smashed by Ben Jones. Two of my favorite, well, one was me. I was walking in. I didn't know my wife, of course. Text message some of my buddies like, hey, it's Matt's birthday. Make sure you celebrate. They distract me when I come in. Next thing I know, I get just mashed in the face. And I'm telling you, I thought I broke my nose. My eyes are watering, and none of the cake actually sat on my face because dummy here, it was a frozen cake.
I thought I got it out of the refrigerator
It was
section.
You hit him with the ice cake?
No, it was a
It was one of those
old
refrigerated.
stale public
But
cake.
that's basically that's an ice cake.
It's like
basically.
hitting me in the damn face with a brick. So I thought I
Concussion
broke my
protocol.
damn nose. My eyes are watering. I'm like, what the hell? And he's laughing his ass off. He filmed it. And then the other one, tell him about Arthur Smith.
So me and Arthur Smith, we went at it. Like OC, he was like, you can't get me. I went links and bounds to get him. I got him at a law office one year on his birthday because it was like on a holiday. I snuck into his own house when he was the Atlanta Falcons coach. I figured out when he was getting back into town. I had drone footage on different maps. I'm like, all right, that's cameras there. I staked it out the night before to see if he had motion lights at his house. I'm like, all right, he's FedEx, man. He's going to have some kind of security that's going to set off something. I army crawled through the trees, through his house. He had a broken sprinkler head, which he should have thanked me. I helped him out there. I'm like,
fixed
fix
it.
the sprinkler head for him. Got in there, looked in there, doggy door in his house. His wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, so he's sitting on the couch. It's like 11:30 at night. I come running full Superman over the couch and boom, hit him right in the face on his own couch. He was like, how did you know I was even in town? I was like, I'm everywhere, Arthur. Nobody is safe.
That's
Nobody
funny.
is safe.
Nobody.
Bobby, when's your birthday?
Yeah, no, I don't have one. That's the thing. I no longer have a birthday. Was it always Georgia for you? Were you always going to go to Georgia?
So that was a big thing. Like my dad went to Georgia. Once he passed, I was like, if I could ever go to Georgia, it was 100% lock for me.
How many stars were you?
3-star. So I had no film, nothing. My senior year, whatever school I went and took a visit to, they offered me. So I was like, I really want to go play at Georgia. So I went to Georgia camp, and literally they didn't know who I was. I lined up and went 20 straight reps and won. And at that point, I didn't even know who the coaches were. And they were like, you do another? I was like, how many damn times you want me to go? Like, I've already beat
There's
these
no
guys 3
20-play drive.
I was like, I've already beat all these guys 3 times. They're like, all right, we'll take him. Then the next week I went to Alabama and kind of the same thing happened. And that was the thing. Like, I was like, all right, I got the 2 schools I wanted. I'm done. They're like, hold on, keep it alive for your recruiting stuff. I'm like, Georgia, offer me. I'm going there, and I'm going to be there in 6 months.
Yeah.
So 2010, 2009. When did you go to Georgia?
I went there 2008. So I was there with Stafford.
You were there with staff, right?
Marino?
Yep.
Yeah.
Stafford. Was Rick your coach?
Yep, Mark Rick was coach.
Were you there all your years with Rick? Mm-hmm. Did you ever play with who was on the defensive side of the ball?
Geno Atkins, Rashad Jones.
Gino was a stud.
Justin Houston.
Yeah, you guys had some dudes, huh?
Oh, yeah, we were loaded.
Did you love college?
I absolutely had a blast. It was the best 4 years of my life.
And you lived in a house, too, with, like, how many dudes?
It was 5 of us.
Five guys. Oh, were they all on the football team?
All football, walk-ons, everything. We had.
I can only imagine that place.
Oh, the amount of dares, and they always said I would say, who won't? I remember trying to do the Super Troopers, like chug the bottle of syrup at like 2 in the morning. That is 100% fake by Super Troopers. They had to be Coca-Cola. It's no way you can chug a bottle of syrup.
No, but you would try.
I tried it.
Yeah, there's no chance.
I ate praying mantis. I ate bugs. I ate night crawlers.
That's this
drank my
country-ass bumpkin in you,
So
bro.
my rookie year, here you go, Cass. So they would pay the most outrageous amount of money for anything you would do.
You're saying the rookie year in the league?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, I was dirt broke. I'm like, cheap as I can get. I'm like, you're going to pay me $10,000 to eat that? Like, drink my piss? Absolutely. There you go. They're like,
But you were
Hydrate.
drafted in the 4th round, right? Like you had a little money.
yeah, but if you're going to pay me that.
Oh, no, there's a difference.
I
Yes,
went
I agree.
months.
Like if somebody offers you $10,000 right off the
I'm
jump,
like,
you're
oh, you want me to drink hot tub water? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You want me to eat a cockroach and let it run around my mouth? Yeah, sure. I lived my whole rookie year off of cash. My financial advisor was like, hey, did you lose your credit card or debit card? I'm like, no, sir. He's like, you haven't spent money. I was like, oh, I got
winning.
cash.
Yeah, I
I'm
got a
doing
side
good here.
gig. I got
was
a side
I'm
gig.
not going to be broke, guys. I'm gonna make this money last. I'm like, I'm not going back to that farm in Alabama. I'm gonna make this NFL money last a long time.
Did you do well with saving your money?
I put it away, and now I get to spend a little bit, I guess.
Then you got married, and then
you
it's going
you have
out,
kids,
going
and I
out.
have Amazon at my house every day.
100%.
Yeah. So when did you know it was over for you?
Playing?
Yeah.
I think when I had 3 concussions in 1 year, and you have to come home and make that, you look at your wife and kids and like, I could probably keep doing this. Then I sat down with Vrabel in his office, and he was like, I can't be responsible if something happens on the field, and I got to call your wife, because he loves my daughter. My daughter was always in his office, and he was like, as your friend, like, I know you're going to keep playing until I have to drag you off this field. Like, I can't be responsible. He's like, you need to retire. I'm like, let me make that decision on my own, and let me train and figure it out. But I respected him for that, and that was one of the things. I'm like, hey, somebody else is telling me this. Should I really honestly be playing? He played for such a long time. I was like, is he looking out for me at this point? I'm like, at the time, I'm like, I was just mad. I was like, no, I want to keep playing. But when you think about it through those times, you're like, man, he's probably right.
You were with Vrabel, obviously, as your head coach, but you're also with him in Houston. So
Yep.
you guys had a long relationship. And what is it about him that makes him such a good football coach?
I think you can relate to him. He cares about it. He's out there living it with you. He's out there at practice doing every drill with you. He's coaching you through it. It's not just like, oh, it's coaches, players. He holds the coaches accountable in front of the players accountable. It's no question that you can't ask him. And he's the same to everybody. Like, he's going to treat me the same way as the other guy. He's going to rip everybody. So
you.
nobody was safe in a meeting.
Did he also love on you?
Absolutely. He knew that's what you give him credit, like having family at practice, having everybody there to support you. He knows when you're having hard times, like say when my granddad passed, he was like, hey, go get away from football. Like, go home, see your family. Like, you can take off an OTA. Like, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, I really want to be here. He's like, hey, he meant a lot to you. Go home and spend some time with your family. So he understood stuff like that. Or kid was in the hospital all night. He'd be like, Ben, you've been in the hospital for all night, hadn't slept. I'm like, hey, how about this? I do practice, then I leave for meetings. He's like, sure, if you want to be here, that's fine. I can't technically kick you out of the building, but he would try to give you breaks, and he understood that, hey, you have a family at home, and it's not always football.
I know that you guys have stayed close, too, and he's even called you and tried to
Yeah.
get you come up, be his
No doubt.
O-line coach. What do you think are some of his challenges now that he takes over the Patriots?
Yeah, I think it's to build that relationship with those guys, because it takes time. Like, you got to trust them. You got to show them your method, and it takes winning to show it works. Because sometimes you're like, man, this guy's crazy. Like, this method, how can this work in and week out? But it takes a group of guys believing in something, and once you start winning, you're like, oh, this makes sense. Like, he is looking out for the best of us. He is all in for this. So it just takes a little bit of trust and knowing he's got the best interest for you.
What are you doing now to scratch the itch?
Yeah, I'm coaching some high school ball at Innsworth.
What does that mean?
Even though he goes to FRA with me.
Yeah. So
I'm confused.
So it's basically another school.
Your daughter goes to one,
Yeah.
and you're coaching at another?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So the reason behind that, through that year off, when I was struggling, trying to figure out what's the next step, Tim Hasselbeck was the guy, one that reached out to me and was like, hey, I know what it feels like going through this. You're kind of feeling lost. I know you still want to play and stuff, but he was like, hey, how about you just come out to spring practice and just hang out and see if this scratches the itch? So I literally went out to spring practice just to help for 6 practice. I'm like, oh, it was fun. Didn't think I was going to get into high school football. Went off for the summer with the family at the beach. Then I came back. He's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm back home. Kids are in school. He's like, well, I could really love you in the booth to help out on Friday nights. So I'm like, sure, I'll come on Friday nights to help out. Then it turned into, hey, well, you want to help with some run game and give us some insight on that? Now I'm there every single day in the box helping Matt with the run game, and it's just a cool dynamic. Him and his brother got to work with his father last year, who passed away this year, and he was like a rock for me. Like, he'd been through it. He knew. You seen a guy who lives a certain way, how raised his sons. He's out there with his grandkids, and it really opened my eyes up to what a family looks like and how to do it together and do it the right way.
And you're also now covering, you're on the radio now, buddy. You're a radio personality. Welcome to the wild side.
Yeah, no, I feel like when I played, I stayed as far as possible from the media.
Of course.
Because all I cared about was winning, and I hated the media. Like, I'm like, all they could be is negative. Like, nothing good could come from this. Like, all I care about is winning. I don't care about what anybody else thinks about me. All the people I care about was right here in this room. It probably would have helped a little bit if I'd have been, they just saw this side of me and got to see how much I actually enjoyed playing the game and how much I cared about my teammates, but I didn't care what they thought.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you finding it difficult to criticize at times? Now that a lot of people are gone, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, you still have that passion because you don't know what's going on in that building. Like, yes, I'm quicker to say, like, hey, hold somebody accountable up top. Like, hey, I know Cushenberry, their center. Like, know him as a good dude. Like, I know Jeff on the other side. I know Luke Stocker, their tight end coach. Like, no, I'm not going to talk bad about those guys. I know how hard they work, but it comes down to it. Like, you got to win games, especially at the Titans. Like, you got something's got to change. Like, you can't do the same thing over and over and expect something different. But I hope they get on track. I think they got a young quarterback there that's going to turn it around.
He looked dynamic.
I think he's special.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be special for him.
Well, Ben, we really appreciate you coming by, man. This has been awesome.
I enjoyed it.
Last question. Aaron Donald.
Oof.
What was he like going against?
He's one of those guys you're like, it's not the fact that he's going to run you over. You just couldn't touch him. Like, you'd go and punch and you'd be like, where'd he go? Like, how did he possibly get in between both of us? Like, he was like Houdini out there. I'm like, there's no way he's going to fit in between this little crack. He would find a way, and he was the most dynamic, physical freak that you ever play. And he could go every play and talk smack with the best of them. Like, he let you know, and you're like, I know you're good.
We're gonna try to double team you and slide to you every time.
We're going to slide the protection to you every play. And you knew, like, I'm like, thank goodness I wasn't the worst O-lineman at that point in my career because he didn't come to me. I'd get some little nose guard who had no business being on the field. I'm like, yes, I'm blocking you. You can deal with Aaron today. I don't have to block you.
Good luck.
All right, Ben Jones. Thank you, Ben. There he is.
Thank you,
everybody.
Ben Jones.
Great appearance. All right, thanks to Ben for coming in. You know, I was going to read his social media. He doesn't have one. Did he not have
doesn't?
one?
No, I couldn't find anything. I was going to ask Castle the same.
He's definitely on social medias. Maybe he's got a burner account or something like that because I see him scrolling on that stuff.
You never changed your name.
I'm working on it.
You don't have to. I just
No,
thought
I need to.
M_Castle.
16.
Like, people don't even know it's you. Like, if I tag you publicly,
Yeah.
they're just like, I don't know who M. Casal is. Or if it was
Casal?
like, well, that's what most people think unless they know you.
Yeah, that's true. So, what were some of the tags that I need?
Don't remember. It's just my advice to you
Uh-huh.
as somebody who lives in this space is have a social media handle, a name that most people will know it's you whenever they see it. No one knows M_Castle is you.
Okay.
Is it 16? Does he have a 16?
16 at the
Yeah,
end,
16. I don't know. So if I change,
It does. You don't lose any followers.
don't lose any followers. I don't have to get a new blue check mark.
I would have
I don't
your
have to-
person do it though, because you'll end up killing your whole site. Somehow you'll get scammed. It'll all be a disaster.
Oh,
if
if I
you
try to do
yes,
it?
Yes,
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I have no idea what I'm doing on those things. Definitely have them do it.
Yeah, but this is the last time I'll recommend it because I think you're really good at what you do, and I think that is an element that is being underserved.
Thank you. You know, you're looking out for me. I'm taking this seriously. I am, even though I'm smiling at you because you're making fun of my stage name. But I
It's
do
not,
need to.
It's not
no,
a,
it's
sta-
not.
called a stage
Stage
name.
I don't even know what it is. It's a handle. Whatever the hell it is, guys.
Okay.
Come on. I didn't even have social media until like 3 years
No,
ago.
I know it, and that's my thing. I think some people would love to follow you if they knew it was actually you. Like when I tag you and stuff,
Yeah.
people are like, I don't know who his partner is, M_Castle.
that guy?
Castle. But if they were like, oh, Matt Castle quarterback,
That's it.
that would be cool.
That makes more sense.
That'd be Matt Castle QB or something like that.
Okay.
It is available. Well, you better get it again
can you
before.
just do it real quick? Here.
Well, I don't know if the. Oh, no.
This would
have
be
have your
amazing.
guy do it, and then before this post.
Oh,
Oh, dang.
dang. Oh, yeah, there is charges right now.
$6,000 for it.
So much.
That's M. Casal 16. That's
QB.
That's Kickoff Kevin. That's Brandon Ray. I'm Bobby Bones. Thanks again to Ben for coming by. We've had lots to say. Goodbye, everybody.